Premature Death. Ecclesiastes 3:1. To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven. Ecclesiastes 3:2. A time to be born, and a time to die. A time to plant, and a time to pluck up that which is planted. Ecclesiastes 3:4. A time to weep, and a time to laugh. A time to mourn, and a time to dance. Deuteronomy 30:15. See, I have set before thee this day life and good, and death and evil. Deuteronomy 30:19. I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live. Hebrews 9:27. And as it is appointed unto men once to die, but after this the judgment. Ecclesiastes 8:8. There is no man that hath power over the Spirit to retain the Spirit, neither hath he power in the day of death, and there is no discharge in that war, neither shall wickedness deliver those that are given to it. Luke 12:20. But God said unto him, Thou fool, this night thy soul shall be required of thee. Then whose shall those things be which thou hast provided? Ezekiel 18:4. Behold, all souls are mine. As the soul of the Father, so also the soul of the Son is mine. The soul that sinneth, it shall die. Proverbs 19:16. He that keepeth the commandment keepeth his own soul, but he that despiseth his ways shall die. Psalm 68:20. He that is our God is the God of salvation, and unto God the Lord belong the issues from death. Proverbs 18:21. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. Romans 6:16. Know ye not that to whom ye yield yourselves servants to obey, his servants ye are to whom ye obey, whether of sin unto death, or of obedience unto righteousness. Proverbs 21:6. The getting of treasures by a lying tongue is a vanity tossed to and fro of them that seek death. Proverbs 11:19. As righteousness tendeth to life, so he that pursueth evil pursueth it to his own death. Jeremiah 28:16. Therefore thus saith the Lord, Behold, I will cast thee from off the face of the earth. This year thou shalt die, because thou hast taught rebellion against the Lord. Job 36:14. They die in youth, and their life is among the unclean. Ecclesiastes 7:17. Be not overmuch wicked, neither be thou foolish. Why shouldest thou die before thy time? Proverbs 14:12. There is a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. Proverbs 16:25. There is a way that seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. Proverbs 14:32. The wicked is driven away in his wickedness, but the righteous hath hope in his death. Romans 6:21. What fruit had the ye then in those things whereof the ye are now ashamed? For the end of those things is death. Romans 7:15. For that which I do I allow not, for what I would, that do I not, but what I hate, that do I. Proverbs 10:21. The lips of the righteous feed many, but fools die for want of wisdom. Proverbs 13:14. The law of the wise is a fountain of life, to depart from the snares of death. Proverbs 14:27. The fear of the Lord is a fountain of life, to depart from the snares of death. Proverbs 12:28. In the way of righteousness is life, and in the pathway thereof there is no death. Ezekiel 18:20. The soul that sinneth, it shall die. The son shall not bear the iniquity of the father, neither shall the father bear the iniquity of the son. The righteousness of the righteous shall be upon him, and the wickedness of the wicked shall be upon him. Proverbs 23:13. Withhold not correction from the child, for if thou beatest him with a rod, he shall not die. Proverbs 19:18. Chasten thy son while there is hope, and let not thy soul spare for his crying. Proverbs 15:10. Correction is grievous unto him that forsaketh the way, and he that hateth reproof shall die. Proverbs 5:23. He shall die without instruction, and in the greatness of his folly he shall go astray. Ezekiel 18:31. Cast away from you all your transgressions, whereby ye have transgressed, and make you a new heart and a new spirit. For why will ye die, O house of Israel? Proverbs 24:11. If thou forbear to deliver them that are drawn unto death, and those that are ready to be slain. Ezekiel 3:18. When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way, to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thine hand. Ezekiel 33:8. When I say unto the wicked, O wicked man, thou shalt surely die, if thou dost not speak to warn the wicked from his way, that wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thine hand. Ezekiel 3:19. Yet if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul. Ezekiel 33:9. Nevertheless, if thou warn the wicked of his way to turn from it, if he do not turn from his way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul. Ezekiel 3:20. Again, when a righteous man doth turn from his righteousness, and commit iniquity, and I lay a stumbling block before him, he shall die, because thou hast not given him warning. He shall die in his sin, and his righteousness which he hath done shall not be remembered, but his blood will I require at thine hand. Ezekiel 18:21. But if the wicked will turn from all his sins that he hath committed, and keep all my statutes, and do that which is lawful and right, he shall surely live, he shall not die. Ezekiel 18:28. Because he considereth and turneth away from all his transgressions that he hath committed, he shall surely live, he shall not die. Ezekiel 33:15. If the wicked restore the pledge, give again that he had robbed, walk in the statutes of life without committing iniquity, he shall surely live, he shall not die. Ezekiel 33:19. But if the wicked turn from his wickedness, and do that which is lawful and right, he shall live thereby. Proverbs 10:2. Treasures of wickedness profit nothing, but righteousness delivereth from death. Proverbs 11:4. Riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivereth from death. Proverbs 12:28. In the way of righteousness is life, and in the pathway thereof there is no death. Ezekiel 18:24. But when the righteous turneth away from his righteousness, and committeth iniquity, and doeth according to all the abominations that the wicked man doeth, shall he live? All his righteousness that he hath done shall not be mentioned. In his trespass that he hath trespassed, and in his sin that he hath sinned, in them shall he die. Ezekiel 18:26. When a righteous man turneth away from his righteousness, and committeth iniquity, and dieth in them, for his iniquity that he hath done shall he die. Ezekiel 33:13. When I shall say to the righteous that he shall surely live. If he trust to his own righteousness and commit iniquity, all his righteousnesses shall not be remembered. But for his iniquity that he hath committed, he shall die for it. Ezekiel 33:18. When the righteous turneth from his righteousness, and committeth iniquity, he shall even die thereby. Isaiah 65:20. There shall be no more thence an infant of days, nor an old man that hath not filled his days. For the child shall die 100 years old. But the sinner, being 100 years old, shall be accursed. Ezekiel 18:32. For I have no pleasure in the death of him that dieth, saith the Lord God. Wherefore turn yourselves and live ye. Ezekiel 18:23. Have I any pleasure at all that the wicked should die? Saith the Lord God, and not that he should return from his ways and live. Ezekiel 33:11. Say unto them, as I live, saith the Lord God, I have no pleasure in the death of the wicked, but that the wicked turn from his way and live. Turn ye from your evil ways, for why will ye die, O house of Israel? Isaiah 57:1. The righteous perisheth, and no man layeth it to heart, and merciful men are taken away, none considering that the righteous is taken away from the evil to come. Psalm 116:15. Precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of his saints. Isaiah 25:8. He will swallow up death in victory, and the Lord God will wipe away tears from off all faces, and the rebuke of his people shall he take away from off all the earth, for the Lord hath spoken it.